Can you believe it? Can you actually believe it? The end of Rakitic in Barca could actually be sooner than we expected. What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. And on this video I thought we should be talking about Rakitic, Raqueta, Ivan Rakitic. We are going to be talking about Ivan Rakitic because apparently it's reported here by Marca right now. I'm reading it on my screen that after the victory of Los Colchoneros against Liverpool 1-0 in the Champions League, representatives of Rakitic met with Atletico Madrid to discuss a potential move in the summer for the Croatian midfielder. And this is breaking news because before we would always see Barcelona already striking the deals and negotiations for a player like Rakitic, be it Rakitic moving to a team like Juventus and Inter, where I think honestly he would be much better suited than Atletico Madrid, but more on that later. And Rakitic was always saying no. He was always being kind of declining all the moves and saying he didn't want to get away from Barcelona. And it seems that the key to that was that he wanted to remain in Spain. Because as soon as Atletico Madrid now has identified the Barcelona midfielder as kind of their next big deal per se for them, Rakitic is already thinking about it. Interesting, right? I honestly would say that at this point where Rakitic already understanding that he wants to leave and perhaps his role at Barca won't get better, and let's be honest, it really won't get better apart from that because he is already 31 years old. His style of play right now, it's still very suited for Barcelona from the get-go. I think that Rakitic is a much better player starting than when he's coming in. I really do not understand the reason why you would bring Rakitic at all off the bench. His skill set is not the best what I would imply to make an impact on a game. If I wanted to slow it down, yes, 100%. But if you want to win a game, I wouldn't bring in Rakitic. That's one thing that I know 100% all of you will agree with it. With this, I'm not trying to kick Rakitic out the door. I'm sort of but I'm not really doing it in a bad intention. Rakitic for me is one of the players that I will always respect. And when I started watching Barcelona back then, I was thinking who could potentially Barcelona get to replace anyone like Iniesta or like Xavi. For me, for instance, that season where Modric won the Ballon d'Or, Rakitic should have been there in the top 8, top 7 maybe, something like that. And he had very good seasons where even, let me tell you something, FIFA always underestimated Rakitic. That's a fact. But let's be honest. For me, he was a player that, yes, he did his job correctly, but the end of the line will always come to any player. And right now, Barcelona need to start looking forward. And the role that Rakitic is performing at the team is not what we need so far. Rakitic is one of the best contributors and stabilizers of any midfield. Whenever the fullbacks will push forward from Barca that constantly do it, then he would always occupy that position, be it for the left and being for the right, always taking that kind of false fullback position in attack. And that is something that it takes a lot of dedication and contribution, and players that really like the team, love the team, to have that sort of hard work. Not too many players are going to give you that, and Rakitic gave it to us constantly. Most importantly, his long passing was really incredible because from those isolated positions, he could distribute the ball very easily. He has a killer dead ball, really dead, incredible shot as well. That goal against Real Madrid in a Clásico some few years back is one of my favorite that I've seen in a match of this stature. Rakitic will always kind of give you that solidarity, and kind of before he gave you a constant 7-8 performance out of 10. Now when he's not starting as much, you could clearly see that his head might not necessarily be there and his game is getting way more slower, and therefore it's not as impactful as to Barcelona. So I guess that moving to Atletico Madrid would make sense for the next step in his career. Atletico Madrid are a team that will constantly try to be more vertical than Barcelona in a much more direct way. Barcelona would like to string you for passes and then maybe a player driving through, but Atletico Madrid will do it for long balls. And let's be honest, as a Croatian with long balls, you cannot get better than that. So I would green light this move 100%, and I know a lot of you would do so as well. So if this comes to be, let's hope that Atletico Madrid keep their promise and actually offer him the right salary and the right length that Rakitic wants to sign for them, and we could potentially see not only a kind of, I won't say rejuvenated because Atletico Madrid will be getting a 31-year-old player, but still Atletico Madrid with a little more extra qualities that remind us of when they were with Simeone back in 2014. Let's also take into account that unfortunately we don't have any sort of potential fee, but if it was up to me, I think that it could be around a 30 million euro mark. I could see that to be a good value for Rakitic right now. So let's wait and see. Let's hope that this deal goes through and let's wish him the best. For now, Rakitic will be and remain as part of our squad. He will give us some things off the bench, but if you ask me, he should be that player where we want to rest someone from the get-go. He kind of slots there. That's also one of the other things that Rakitic gave our team constantly, the versatility to be able to employ himself in any of the 3 different positions in midfield. So that's going to be everything for right now, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed. If you want to hear more transfers, well, we talked about Lautaro Martinez recently and how Barcelona are planning his signature, so go and check out that video if you really want to. And also, if you're interested about that, we just made a video talking about how Neymar could potentially fix Barcelona in a sense. Not necessarily Neymar, but a winger just like him. With all of that being said, see you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.